Colonial Williamsburg isn't just for your 8th grade field trip anymore. The nation's most well-known living history museum has reinvented itself for a whole new generation. Novelist and travel expert Kritsin Harmel joins us today to explain why the cool old city is perfect for a girls' weekend. Good morning, Kritsin.
Good morning.
Okay, so why should we be taking a girls' trip to Colonial Williamsburg?
Okay, I think you and I had spoken about this earlier and talked about how basically, you sort of think of it as a place where kids go. It is, but it's also a place where adults can go and have a great time. It's a wonderful place to go and sort of disconnect from, from modern life, although you can still have your telephone there, your BlackBerry, whatever. I certainly did. But
you don't look out of place?
No, you actually don't, although the Patriots might look at you like, what are you doing? But no, there are great actors there. It's a 301-acre, basically preserved historic area. You walk around, there are all these shops, there are reenactments of things that were happening in colonial times. It's just a fascinating place to go and sort of immerse yourself in another era.
Okay, now I remember being 13 when I went to go visit this, but you're saying there are some kind of cool things to do for adults here.
There are. Now there are the things that kids would enjoy too, such as going to the governor's palace for a tour of that. There's a play booth where there are plays reenacted from basically the 18th century. So there are sort of all of those cool things in the historic area, but there are also some things that are more just for adults. There are live after 5 programs, some of which are suitable for kids, but some of them don't actually allow children. There's a ghost tour that's actually 3 separate ghost stories in 3 separate locations, and they're really scary. I mean, I totally got goosebumps. So there are some different things like that. There are some great cocktail bars there at the hotels, some wonderful restaurants that I think you'd have to be an adult to appreciate. And there's also an area called Merchant Square where you can go shopping for chocolates, cheeses, and wines, which are some of my favorite things. So if you're going there with your girlfriends, you pick some things up there and maybe have a nice night in with, with those sort of supplies. There's also a wonderful spa that specializes in all different kinds of treatments, but they really have some amazing treatments that sort of harken back to the 18th century.
Like, well, I can't even imagine an 18th century spa. What would I be? What would I be signing up for?
There's going to be more information about that on the website. The spa itself is actually very modern, but some of the treatments actually draw their roots from sort of the 1700s. Wow. It's very interesting. Okay. You can actually meet some of the forefathers of our country there who really, I mean, you actually believe they're Thomas Jefferson.
Can I get a massage from Thomas Jefferson?
That might be more difficult, but you can ask.
Okay. Thank you. For more tips and suggestions and links about travel to Colonial Williamsburg, visit galtime.com.